Welcome back to the channel, you guys. This is your girl, Wicked Raider 22, doing a little looking around, kind of just filtering through thoughts lately with events, tournaments, and so much going on, and certainly want your opinion on this one as new early game players. So, of course, they're bringing back the champion training tournament. There have been so many tournaments back to back to back. I'll be honest, it's been kind of interesting. And this one is running from tomorrow through Tuesday. And I want to say Tuesday, the 22nd, is probably the same day that Clan v Clan should start. So, roughly about 2 weeks since the other one. I would definitely have to look at a calendar, but I think that's it. And so, if you do not have Ultimate Death Knight, I will tell you this. This is a champion, especially early game, that can completely change your gameplay. So, if you have the resources, just keep in mind there are a lot of events, tournaments coming your way. We're going to kind of look at what has been taking place because some of these, oh, baby, I kind of have a problem. And I'm assuming it's because as a, you know, really early game player, as someone who is going into the game and kind of learning as I go, there have just been a couple of events that scream not for the beginner. I'm pretty sure you guys know exactly what I'm saying. But even as you continue to kind of go through and just look at each one, this Revenant's Path is one of those that it's kind of like the light events that they used to do. Like Heroes Light was one. I remember when I first started playing. There's been a second one, and I can't remember the name of it, but very similar thing. But this one is a little bit different for me. And I guess I'm thinking about point wise, looking at what you have to do. So, Revenant's Path, of course, is just complete event objectives to earn the coins and then win rewards. And as an early game player, this irks me. Guys, we get bruised for everything. Like, just bundle these in a little chest. And I don't want to use that many coins, like just to make it to this point. Like, think about it. And some people, in depending on level, especially where you are in the game and what you're supposed to be doing, number one, a lot of people just summon champions. A lot of people just summon champions. So I don't have a lot. That's not really gonna happen unless we start counting mystery shards. And you guys know the points and the disrespect that mystery shards are given, hands down. So even just looking at this one, really simple. Oh, I missed my little information button. There we go. So rarity is going to be a big one. Common. Here we go. Boom. 8 coins. 8. All right, this is going to be pretty similar. Anything that you earned, of course, they want you to spend as much as you can. This will not count toward quests, clan quests, or events related missions. So, revenue coins can't be used anywhere else, for anything else. Everything you don't use will automatically be converted to silver. And we're looking at rank, even with common, because this is where a lot of us are between common and rare. At the most, 15 coins. And this is kind of where my account um, it's hitting here all the way up to 38. When you're comparing that to even pulling a legendary at 28 of those coins, and then of course rank 6 is sitting at 50. A lot of this may be something that you do or you're currently doing, except for probably summoning champions. Like, this is fresh off an event. Now, get artifacts and accessories. I don't mind acquiring it right now because there's also a tournament on the flip side. But I can tell you, for a lot of people, it's kind of unique for my pay to play, for example, to have challenges where you're only using particular factions. It's a little bit different. If you already have really good champions that fall into these categories, I mean, to a large degree, depending on level overall, you should definitely think about going for it. Now, am I, just head over heels here? The answer is no. I never mind getting a shard here. Don't get me started. Just just don't get me started with the blessings and the whole thing. Guys, we did such a deep review and I've been trying to really keep pushing for it, but We will come back to this one, an entire conversation. I normally kind of figure out how deep do I want to go in. And it normally depends on what it's going to take in order to earn points. Now, here's the thing, sitting in 14th place. Now, keep that in mind, out of 100 people. And I want you to notice this. This is not uncommon. This thing has been running for more than one day. And out of 100 people, only your top 16 have done anything that even counts toward this particular goal. 10 hours ago, here's something else that I love to do is figure out where is the energy. Like, can I just get to this point? So I'm at 14 right now. And I want you to kind of pay attention to this one. For Arena, I don't do as much Arena on this account. And honestly, I don't have a reason not to. I just don't. I love Arena normally, but I don't usually sit at my desktop long enough to run the number of battles I do compared to, playing mobile. And mobile, I can sit and just let it run. Guys, look, y'all see that? One tournament point because you're where? Ooh, bronze one. So now, can you move up pretty quickly and just farm your way through if you have saved up coins? The answer is yes. Now, on I have, on my other account, I have just those coins are given. They sit for, of course, 99 days, and you accumulate quite a few of them. And these are the moments when I use them. Whenever there's a tournament, whenever there's anything like that, I'll pull that out. If you're like most people, you probably run more campaign. You take your multi battles and use those in dungeons or even in keeps. Some people are almost at the point where you're unlocking Doom Tower, or you may have just unlocked Doom Tower. So, you're getting really excited in that area. You're not so much thinking about, hey, I'm going to run Arena. And for some people, Arena is their thing, 100%. But it comes and goes with me. For this particular account, I spend a lot of time in dungeons. I really want to master out particular champions. If you guys want me to do kind of a beginner's little dive on masteries, and there's a whole backstory to go with that one, why I didn't start right away, why I should have started right away, and probably the differences that it's made for my account overall, let me know in the comments. I don't mind making that video at all. If there's something in particular you guys want to see, definitely drop that in the comments as well. I certainly go through those and really try to interact with people. As always, I'm always saying, hey, you got a tip, share a tip. So that's something else. But for a lot of beginning accounts, just running campaign, dungeons, and keeps is pretty much eating up your resources, especially if you're going free to play or you're low spending even. Because honestly, I think anything under like $30, $40 a month is considered to be low spending. And for me, even my pay to play doesn't even go over that one. But I mean, even when you're thinking about progress, it's going to be different, but your choices that you're making are different as well. So every account gets a little bit better. With tournaments, I want you guys to do this. We've run quite a few battles, right? So I'm going to come out of here. And let's take a look. We were at 14, if you remember. And then now we've moved up. We're under events, right? Nope. Not events. We came over to the classic takedown. So we were sitting at 14 overall. Look, 19. And this is what I'm talking about. It's not as if I'm coming in and I have made it to goal one, And even though their totals could be super crazy, if this is my goal, guys, how many coins will I go through in Classic Arena from my starting level? And honestly, 6th place is kind of my goal. I'm all about the energy at this point. I just like accumulating energy and keeping that stockpile. There are certain things on certain accounts I can't even participate in, to be honest, because I don't have that type of champion. When you come to something like this, it may not be very difficult for our level to participate, but let's go in and just take a look, with Knights Revenant, because I really don't think about it. I usually get a champion, and sometimes I'll get really excited about the champion. I'm not worried about what faction they're from. I'm just excited I have a new champion. And so it's kind of the additions to games like this. Don't push yourself to build out champions just on a whim. I have wasted resources so many times before because of that. And it's just, absolutely knowing that, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to use it. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Why? So when I'm thinking about like some of my favorite champions, let's do it by faction. And see, I just did like almost a cleanse. I was up to, gosh, I had almost filled my little area. And I'm like, nope, this champion vault really needs to thin itself out. I really want to make some good choices, see what teams I can build with these champions in particular. This is kind of my cutoff spot here. I want a 5-star everyone. And then once I get there, kind of decide what direction I want to go in. But even if you're looking at it by faction, of course, you have your high elves, which a lot of my people fall in that category. I come down to Sacred Order, and I never paid attention to how many champions fall in that category. Barbarians is going to come next. And so you're starting to, go through, and I have Demon Spawn, great. Undead Horde, of course, is going to be next. And for some reason, I kept trying to put Aethel in Knights Revenant, and I don't know why. I think she's Sacred Order, but I kept trying to put her there. Knights Revenant, I have, of course, Miscreated Monster. And guess what? I have Miscreated Monster. That's what it's kind of like going through a lot of these challenges that have the requirements. It's different if I've been collecting champions. And to a certain degree, I have not. I've really been trying to focus on these are the people who I'm going to be working with, and this is it. So for this challenge, I would literally have to go in with Miscreated Monster. And yes, I've been building up multi-battles, just trying to stockpile, especially silver. So whenever I'm able to craft, I can definitely pull a lot more silver from selling pieces that I don't need and then doing a cleanse. Keeping your gear cleansed is always going to be a big one. Now, the good payoff is at lower levels, I can do pretty good in these battles. I'm not the quickest, of course, but one area that I always have struggled in is finding really good boots with speed. So I'm not to the point where I'm farming those levels. I'm getting much, much closer. But with Miscreated Monster, I expect to at least be able to run maybe stage 5 or 6. Now, pay attention to this one. Boom. We got 15 Revenant coins. 15. And these lovely little tournament points. And these don't add up very quickly, especially when the number is little. This. So, when you look at things, you say, hey, I wonder, is it, early game friendly? A lot of times the answer is no. Unless you are just really going to go just how far or how many coins can I get? It's different if it would overlap and count for more than one thing. But if it gets to the point where you start having those exceptions or the event cuts off, of course, just before the next one starts, because sometimes you get lucky and they overlap and points count in more than one tournament or event at a time. And that's always nice. But I think on this one, it's going to be a pass for me. Let me guys know what you decided to do. How do you plan on handling really the rest of the year? Do you think at the beginning of the year, are you going to, keep powering through your current account? Are you thinking about starting a new account? Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. As always, if we have a little space in the clan, you are welcome to join. Just look up 22WK. I will list that in the description box as well. Happy gaming, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. Talk to you soon.